So here we are, a little bit nicer than the kitchen, although there will be some traffic. I'll try and edit that out. So one of the things that I've noticed is that as much as I love not being around people, sometimes you have to be around people, and sometimes you want to not look like you just rolled out of the bush after fighting off with Sasquatch or something. So there were two things I wanted to work on since I'm currently trailerless at the moment. Cleaning my clothes and cleaning my hair, because this is one greasy mess, and I did that on purpose, not because I wanted to, but I wanted to test a few things out, and me being me, and that being cheap, I wanted to see what I could do to kind of save a few bucks. So as far as the clothing, and I've got some, I was doing a lot of yard work the other day, and this has a lovely bouquet of sunblock and bug spray and sweats, which doesn't really kind of convey the purpose of the laundry washing. So I added some dirt on the back. The jokes practically write themselves. And then I also have a pair of shorts too, just to kind of, balance it out. I think I went through the pockets, but poop bags, I always forget, and I always think I went through the pockets, and then receipt. Tell me you have dogs without telling me you have dogs. So now I've seen these laundry bags that you can buy, but 55 bucks a pop, and I kind of went, ugh. I'm sure they work great. But then I saw another version, which is even more up my alley, is you take like one of these mesh laundry bags, you put your clothes in, and it probably kind of defeats the purpose to have the bottom, but this was all I could find at the dollar store. I think the biggest purpose of the mesh is for friction. Get a wet bag, which I have anyway. A lot of the things that I've seen online say to soak it, so I had this water, and it's been sitting outside for a while to get a little bit warm. So I'm just going to dump that all in there. Moosh, moosh, smoosh, moosh, mash it up. And I'm just gonna let it marinate. Is that the right word? It is now. Let's see what we can do about this. Here they come. Good girl. Eagle-eyed viewers would have noticed a slight change in the location. The sun keeps moving. What's that all about? I've got two solutions, or two ideas. One is your commercial dry shampoo, and the other, cornstarch. Now, I don't quite know how I feel about this, if I'm gonna come out looking like Cruella de Vil. I mean, the logic is that cornstarch is hydrophilic. It does absorb moisture, so we shall see. I didn't want to do this inside because I feel like I'm going to make a mess anyway. Okay, I think this is going to be easier to manipulate. Or not. Famous last words, right? Now, I'm sure that there's people out there who are like, oh my God, have you never used dry shampoo? No. Actually, I haven't. I've never used dry shampoo. So this is going to be quite the experience for me. I've also never used cornstarch, so this is also going to be quite the experience for me. Coconut. Watch this be an epic fail on both sides. Now we're going to do this. And I didn't want to do this in front of a mirror because I don't take a mirror traveling, so I want it to be as close to reality as I possibly can. This side actually feels better than the... Wait until you see my pants. Oh, that didn't sound weird at all. I was not unscathed. I may have gone a little overboard on the cornstarch, but to be honest, I think that does actually feel... It feels nicer on the cornstarch side than it does on the dry shampoo side. So, take a look. What do you think? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. One moment, please. You got a mosquito on your head. So it's been about 25 minutes since we set this to soaking. And I feel like, while it is pretty damp and there is some moisture floating around, I feel like it could use more. And that's King having a temper tantrum. This is just another thing of water that's been apparently it's a bulldog thing, these little temper tantrums. Who knew? So I'm gonna put a little drop of, this is camp suds. It's a concentrate. And I'm gonna take that out. Drain out all the air. And now apparently what we do is we just agitate. Apparently I didn't fold this down enough. Yeah, really make sure you twist this part down. So this would act as the agitation. And I think the mesh really does seem to kind of catch everything. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can see how dirty that water is. Now, I know people would be like, oh, just go and, you know, rinse it off in a lake or something, but the problem is that even with biodegradable soap, you're still introducing soap. You're not supposed to be doing that anymore. I know back in the old days, you just took a bar of soap and you jumped in the lake, and that was how things work. And then we started getting algal blooms, so they frown on that now. So what you would do in a non-home environment is obviously dispose of this. I mean, if you have gray water tanks, you could just dump it in that and then dump it your next offloading, or scatter it someplace at least 100 yards away from water sources. Now you could dump it, but I mean, scattering it means it'll break down sooner and easier. I think that should be good. The water in there is just filthy. I mean, yes, this will need to be rinsed, but I'm dying to see what the shirt looks like. Well, there's still a little bit of dirt on there, but I'm sure that'll rinse off. Doesn't smell like sweat and bug spray, and I just squeezed it out on my shoe. But, oh yeah, it smells lovely, actually. I know ideally you would want to put this into a separate bag, one that didn't have suds in it and all that other fun stuff. So I was wondering if rinsing it would get the rest of the dirt off. Hang on. Pit test. I feel like I'm in some kind of weird commercial. No, this worked really, really well. I mean, I'm okay if there's a little bit of, if it's not completely spotless, because this is not supposed to replace a washing machine. And take a look at that. So on the whole, I would say this worked out very well. Dry shampoo and cornstarch are options if one is wanting to wash your hair in the middle of nowhere with low water options. 3 liters and I was able to clean some clothes. Is it going to be as good as going to a laundromat? No. Am I able to do it without, having to be around people? Yes. Added bonus. While I was editing, a few things that I wanted to kind of touch on If you're in bear country, cornstarch has the obvious advantage if you're worried about your hair, because it's not going to have the scents that tend to come with dry spray shampoo. And I don't know about you, but having coconut scented hair in bear country that might make me a little bit nervous. 2, am I really that worried about my clothes while I'm camping? No. Can you easily wash your clothes in a basin? Absolutely. Can you wash your clothes in a river? Absolutely. Except with the soap. Obviously, you gotta be careful with the soap. Can you still go to a laundromat? Absolutely. The problem with me going to a laundromat is because of the dogs and because of the trailer, it can be a little bit more difficult, especially when it's warm out, because I have a hybrid. People don't always realize that the car is on and the AC is running because it doesn't make a sound. Even when you put a sign up there, I'm still worried. And hanging around a truck stop, yeah, it's fine. I have been through so many truck stops. I mean, the people are lovely, don't get me wrong, but you can't really spend time walking around the parking lot because of broken glass, rusted out metal, poo. Can someone please explain that one to me? Not just dog poo, human poo. And then you go to a laundromat, it's not always easy to find a laundromat that has double wide parking. So just keep that in mind. So there you have it. A couple of options for taking care of your head and taking care of your clothes. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What did I miss? What do you do differently? What do you recommend? Love to hear it. Thanks for hanging out with us, spending your time with us. I know I say it with every video, and that's because it's true. I do appreciate that you are taking time out of your busy day to hang out with me and listen to the meathead, be a meathead. I don't even know what to call that anymore. Like, subscribe, and share this with any of your friends if you see any value, and we'll see you out there. Safe travels. Oh, I can't do my usual. Wait, I feel so weird. Ah! Did it get any better? Like, did it get any better? I don't know.